So you got 3,400 here, blah blah blah. Carry the 1, carry the 7. You make just enough, literally just enough, where you could handle 2 households. You need more money.
Oh, can I get another credit card?
No. No. I've been found guilty.
He's guilty, y'all. Love after lockup.
Of love in the first degree. But I don't mind.
Sure don't.
As long as you're here with me. A judge and the jury. When they heard my plea. You know they picked me up the river.
Straight up that brick. Well, gay up.
They put the blame on me. Lock me up, roll away the key. I'm just a prisoner of love. I'm doing time, I'm doing fine. I'm just a prisoner of love. Love after lockup, y'all.
Watch it, y'all. Those little Debbie cakes, they go everywhere.
Nothing like a jumpsuit.
This is Love After Lockup. This is what the show is. That's the financial planner we all need.
This show is made up of people like that woman who would not tolerating foolishness.
That is true. The barbecue friends on Love After Lockup do not tolerate foolishness.
This woman,
not.
This woman was so nonsense, and this woman scolds people on the daily. Her name was Annie, and she wasn't here to play.
Annie, and she was not here to play.
But my favorite way, he's like, so you mean I should get it? Maybe I should get her a credit card. She's like, no.
It's the same as like Rochelle in poor Oklahoma being a good friend. And like, I love that. What's her name?
Wait, they're in Oklahoma?
Lawton. Yeah, she lives in Yukon.
I don't know where that is.
Oh, it's where Garth Brooks is from. It's a very famous town, Yukon, Oklahoma.
No, it's not.
Garth Brooks.
It is not a famous town.
It's like Atoka, where Reva's from.
What's its population?
It's at least probably 47,320 people. It's a lot.
There's no way it's 40,000.
No, there's a lot of people.
people.
It's a suburb of Oklahoma City. It's right by Moore where all the F5 tornadoes hit. Well, it's a little more east.
It makes sense. Okay, I need you to look up what the population of Yukon is.
But anyway, I'm going to say her friend Rochelle, I love that line where she gets off the phone and Rochelle says, well, and she's like, I don't want to hear it, bitch. Because friends don't tolerate foolishness. That's a good point. Sorry if it's echoey in here, y'all. We're in a hotel room.
We're in a hotel room.
In Detroit. Because why are we in Detroit, Poodle?
Because we're doing a live show here tomorrow night, Saturday. We're recording this on Friday, the 19th. And the show is tomorrow night at 8 at the Majestic Theater on 420. Bring your gummies.
Poodle said I can have a gummy at intermission. I'm excited.
You can have half a gummy.
I'm very...
Y'all pray for me.
Especially now because y'all... Gino and Jasmine are going to be there.
It's official. We're interviewing them on the stage. We're very excited.
Very.
I don't know what Jasmine's going to wear.
We're going to see them in the first half. I can't do a gummy and then interview Gino and Jasmine.
They'll be in the first half for sure. Mm-hmm. And then, as always, our little sketch that we do, comedy sketch with costumes that'll happen in the second half. But we're very excited to ask Gino and Jasmine things about Michigan. We're not going to have any spoilers. Obviously, we talked to TLC about that.
They are allowing us. Now, I think the VIP is sold out for that, but there's still tickets if y'all want to come.
I think we've got I think there were like 10 more VIPs left.
Oh, because
last time I looked.
He was trying to get it. Well, I don't know.
Oh, really? In Detroit?
Yeah, but I don't know. They bought a ticket. I don't know.
These
It's
Carl's
too late.
wives.
Y'all can't email us like the day. I know I feel for you, but like we can't contact. It's too late.
Do you know what it's like the day before a show?
We can't.
We're running out, getting wigs.
Oh, yeah.
The things that happen the last minute at a reality gay
We just
show.
found out we're getting Gino and Jasmine literally on the plane about to take off. So then, and the plane didn't have internet. So as soon as we land, we're going wigs, gay things, just looking for prop. It's just like searching Detroit.
Y'all in Detroit, how do you get things by 5 a.m. the next day like we
Like
do in Los Angeles?
I know. I don't even know if I'm.
I can't even get a bald cap.
I don't even know.
This is
time to see my
homophobia.
bargain block people.
I don't know what that is.
HGTV.
And it does nothing
Evan and
for
Keith
me.
and Shay. They're my favorites. I love them. Anyway,
Do
we're
you
very
ever
excited.
think that watching HTV and finding people find homes is filling some kind of hole in your life?
Oh, 100%. It reminds me of my childhood. Oh, I could have told you that 10 years ago. I know I love walking around with my daddy when he was building spec houses and things like that. And just the smell of the sawdust, the concrete. Oh, I love it with the clay.
So it's all based in trauma.
I'd love a clone of that. Sawdust and concrete. I'd wear it. Actually, it'd probably make me sneeze. I once had a sawdust candle, and it's the worst candle it was called like
Stop
Barn.
talking. There's some times where I'm just like, God, I hate this. Sometimes I'll just look at him and just go, oh, I wish you stop talking.
Anyway, we're going to
Lose the power of speech.
We're going to use part of the show, and then we're going to dinner and probably drinking. So I don't know what the second.
I don't know what the
like.
second part of the show is going to be like. We wanted to get this done today because we got the screener a little bit ahead of time. We just both watched it. This is Love During Lockup. It looks like it's season 5, episode 1. Is that official?
I think we're officially on season 5. I think what they're starting to do, because didn't they do this last year where it's like Love During Lockup is the beginning.
B90?
Then we have Love After Lockup.
Yes.
And then they do
Life After Lockup.
Life After Lockup. So they kind of have been airing them in that order. Also, now the new branding is, I don't know if you saw the email, but I love it. WeTV has been really great. They sent us this email, so thank you for giving us screeners. But for right now, it's called, every Friday night, it's called For Real Fridays. And that is so good. For real. I emailed them back and I said, this branding is perfect.
And they're like, stop contacting us, please.
They did.
Just some other quick announcements, y'all. We are on tour, as we mentioned before. We are going to be at the Majestic in Detroit on Saturday the 20th. Tickets still available. Also, we're going to be in Toronto, our first Canadian show. Toronto at the Opera House. Opera House. And that's on the 21st. So, and that's an 8 p.m. show as well. So coming down and see us, our first Canadian show. We have a big surprise for our Canadian sissies that night. I really want to say what it is, but I'm not going to.
It's not a cast member. Don't get it.
It's not. But it's a special surprise.
But speaking of cast members that don't live in the U.S., y'all, Love in Paradise.
You've watched it. I have yet to.
Oh, I can't say anything because it drops on Monday or Tuesday night when it airs.
Monday night.
We will be covering it. It will take the place of the Single Life. It's wonderful.
It'll be on our regular feed. Yeah.
I mean, we already saw this in a trailer, but there's just a man going around the world giving his sperm to people.
Yeah, I'm really worried people will do a little digging in this guy's background and stuff's going to pop up like crazy.
It's... And the character,
he's obviously sick.
There was some, there's some surprises of, again, there was a twist in a way with the gay male character, and then who now his partner
identifies as trans. Yeah.
But what they're doing with that storyline, I was like, oh, this actually could be really heartfelt and meaningful. And I did not expect it.
Wow.
So I think it's going to be a great season, and we still didn't see some of the other
Cuckoo birds.
The cuckoo birds. They're saving them for second episode.
Love that. My heart belongs to the cuckoo birds.
Y'all, it's going to be a good May.
Not my heart belongs to Daddy first, but then the cuckoo birds.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the special ones. What did I want to tell? Oh, I'm going to tell our Jordan is that, not the podcast. But you'll listen for my story about Cleveland. We had a great show in Cleveland.
We had a wonderful show in Cleveland. It was a
They
ball.
showed up.
They showed up.
That,
they
y'all,
showed out.
You Cleveland fuckers, that weather was shit. I got to be honest.
I thought it was nice that night.
No, the weather the last couple of days, it was really all over the place.
Oh,
it was warm, hot and windy. Then we got a thunderstorm. Then it was rainy and cold the next morning.
But then it warmed up again. That's true.
And then it got cold again.
Literally this morning, I went and got my coffee at the arcade because Sissy said I needed to go to the arcade, which was beautiful. It was warm when I got there. I got my coffee. I sat for 10 minutes and had a coffee, and I walked out, and it was freezing and windy. You're right.
Riveting.
How do you live in Cleveland?
I don't know. I don't
You
know how
brought
to
up
follow
the
that.
conversation.
I did bring it up, and I'm sorry I
You
did.
did.
Should
I
we
love
just-
that when he brings something up,
And I'm-
then
and I'm really regret
can tell
doing
on
it.
your face you regret it, but I'm going to make you sit in it
I know.
and keep talking because you brought it up.
And because then I can't tell you to shut the fuck up about it because it's my fault that I brought it up. You can spew garbage about Atoka all you want, but I know that's initiated by you and it's ridiculous and it's not getting anywhere.
By the way, the population of Yukon is 47,000 people. You're welcome.
I think that's probably included in Oklahoma City. Let's
no,
be honest.
it is not. It's a bigger town. I'm telling you. Come at us, Yukon sissies.
Now they're all going to be coming for my head because I told them their town wasn't big.
Anyway, I've never been. So I'm 44, I think. Anything else? Are we ready to talk about For Real Fridays?
It was Gino and Jasmine, Love in Paradise, and our tour. So yeah, we're ready. We're ready.
Let's do it.
Yeah. The next tour date, by the way, after Toronto, we have a break. The next is Nashville on the 7th or the 8th. Just look at our Instagram.
Look at our Instagram.
Our link tree.
Not our TikTok because we're still banned.
We're working on it.
Working on it.
Okay, I'm looking at the. Okay, we need to start.
Yeah, we can start.
Should we just jump in with Tenny?
Tenny.
And Rob. Tenny is a 33-year-old stay-at-home mom.
Yes.
Rob, 34, robbery with firearms.
I'm just going to say this now. I am extremely attracted to Rob. Holy fuck.
Well, it does seem to track because does it not give you pause that there are cameras everywhere in the house and he's watching?
Oh yeah.
This is
not
like
good.
this is like the movie Sliver, but less sexy.
Oh yeah. Wasn't
Billy Baldwin and
Baldwin
Sharon
was in
Stone.
that one. And Billy Baldwin, he's the one that kind of went a little.
No, that's Stephen Baldwin.
Stephen Baldwin went cuckoo.
Yeah. Billy Baldwin's still liberal as fuck.
Oh, I wonder what Billy's doing.
Billy Baldwin's married to the woman from Bill Phillips, China Phillips.
He is?
Yes, they've been married for a long time.
Well, look at that.
I feel like I'm telling you
for them.
things that people in entertainment all know. And
What?
it's not a surprise.
Well, I didn't know.
Billy Baldwin
Next thing
was
you're gonna
so
tell me that
hot.
Annette Benning's married to Warren Beatty or something
Not
like
anymore.
that. They're divorced?
I think they are.
They broke up?
I think they are.
Love
Maybe not.
love is
Look it
dead.
up while I talk about it. So y'all, Tenny and Rob, they are basically the only thing Tenny thinks about are her kids and Rob, and they have been married for 4 years.
Yes. That's a long time.
Yeah. And he's been incarcerated.
Yeah, they're still married. I don't
Okay,
know what, don't try to break them up.
Okay, sorry. He's been in jail for 18 years. He was sentenced to 18 years. He's been in 16, and he went in when he was 18 years old.
When he was 18 years old.
So this is someone who literally grew up in prison.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Sadly.
Um,
And she says...
so it's
Tenny-
going to be hard when he gets out.
It's going to be hard. And when Rochelle's over there talking to her, Tenny kind of jokingly says, I don't have any really much of an identity anymore. It's just Rob and the kids. And I went...
Show me unhealthy.
Show me
Ding!
codependent. Right? Yeah, that's not. Whoa.
Show me personality crisis.
Y'all, we can't do the segment "What's Their Trauma" on Love After Lockup because it gets too dark.
It's just everyone's got like 11 of them.
Yeah.
So, y'all, there are cameras in this house everywhere.
Everywhere.
How do I say
Which
this?
normally you like.
Yeah, but I turn them on and I like to be. This scares the shit out of me.
I don't like it, especially later on when they talk about how he's always correcting them,
It
like
gives
clean
me
up and this.
extremely, extremely bad vibes.
Yeah.
That this person, that Rob is very controlling.
Because we've talked about this on the show. A lot of this show, if you're new to Love After Lockup, this is, I mean, we say this about a lot of shows, but I actually feel like this is probably my favorite show we watch because it's not the cringe of Sister Wives. It's not the cringe of Smothered and all that. But I mean, there's moments, but the show really has honestly dysfunction, heart, and like kind of broken humanity, but still humanity.
Tell me when you talk about the good part.
but I think that keeps me this show more than any other show we cover.
Yeah.
I think about these people like weeks after it airs.
I think this woman needs a lot of therapy. Something went wrong somewhere for her to. So they met in 2006. They went to high school together, dated briefly, but then lost touch. And he called her big head.
Called her big head. I guess maybe she had a big head. And she just messaged him one day on Facebook and said, well, happy birthday.
And you love big head. You still love big head. And this is when I started to write in. He's, quote, big on security, unquote.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what it is. Just a guess.
Yeah.
I don't think it's because he's big on. Maybe he uses that as an excuse. But this is really fucking weird.
I mean,
It gives me extremely scary vibes.
it does. I mean, we talked about this some on the show before, but I think this will probably be a great example of this person does not know how to live in the real world.
No.
At all.
And is really,
And in prison, they talk about this. I've heard on this show and other podcasts I've listened to, but kind of the vigilance you need to have
Right.
and that's not the way real life is.
At best, Rob is trying to be in their lives more at best, and also be able to be there because he's worried about them. At worst, he's a controlling nightmare and needs to watch everything they do to feel alive.
Yes.
So I don't know what that is yet.
And the fact that he must be some type of model prisoner in that they gave him a phone and he's allowed to have a phone.
Well, he called himself a shot caller. So what that means is it's more than that. He's way up in the prison hierarchy, and things aren't always, it's because let's say he might be a model prisoner, but it doesn't mean he's always doing model things. So, I mean, I don't know. I've watched way too much Oz.
I want to know if my brother knows anybody of the Carter County sheriffs, if they know I don't know what county Lawton's is in. I'll ask him. This is a long drive, though. So Yukon is just east of Oklahoma City. Lawton is like on the fucking west side of the state. So this is probably every weekend with her kids.
Why am I plagued every single season for something to be in Oklahoma, and I have to hear about how long it takes to drive and what's in certain cities?
Not really now. I mean, but you can. If you did go to Yukon, if you took 44, you would have to go through Oklahoma City.
Silence.
A little bit more. You definitely want to go through Piedmont. That's going to be on the west side. But you'll eventually get to Lawton and...
Not Lawton?
Huh?
Is it L-A-W?
L-A-W-T-O-N. What'd you say?
Lawton.
I don't know that. That's
Not
not a town.
Lawton?
That's not a town in Oklahoma.
Okay.
It's called Lawton.
Lawton. Okay.
Lawton.
Okay.
But I only bring that up, y'all, because she's having her children go with her every weekend. This is like, y'all.
This is bad.
This is like
This
a
is
2.5 to 3 hour car drive one way.
When you just told me that made me feel even sadder
This
because
is not a
the
30-minute
daughter
drive.
Cheyenne, she has two children, Cheyenne and Nehemiah, and y'all,
I love those
the
names.
kids are telling the camera, the kids are telling her, we're nervous with this guy coming in, even though we know you're really excited. And I'm glad she kind of said, thank you. What do you guys think about this? Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to do this, but thank you for letting me go wild. But at the same time, they went to visit every single weekend. And Cheyenne
I
even
wonder
says
if he would freak out if they didn't come to visit him one weekend.
oh, that's even darker.
I wonder that.
Yikes.
Y'all, this show really is. When you think about it too much, it's sad.
And she's a little bit too much trying to keep up appearances, I feel like. It's classic, kind of like, I'm not saying physical abuse, but it's classic victim of emotional abuse. Not letting anyone... Disassociating, not letting anyone know they're having problems. Especially to the friend, Rochelle.
Even just like her, like she's beautiful, but like
she is.
Everything is put together. Her house looks immaculate.
Y'all, there's going to be some dark shit that happens with them this season. And I'm sad the kids are
when
still
they showed
there.
the clip of I'm already invested because when they showed the clip of this season on, when she turned the cameras off, I went, no,
she should have done that a long fucking time ago. This is bad. So Rob calls on the way and says, hey, I need to discuss something. And I went, uh-oh. After the visit, later on they visit, they obviously don't, we can't see the visitations.
No. Poodle's tried that in prison before.
To video it, yeah.
Yeah.
And after the visit, he's like, he didn't say a word, so I guess, she's like, I guess I'll hear about it when he gets out.
I think that's very telling. Well, just let's kick that can down the road until we have to deal with it.
And then he says, it's one of the only secrets I hold from her.
Not true. Not true. You guys,
Of the only.
If you're with a man who says, I only have one secret and I need to tell you, they have dozens.
Many, 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 yeah. And the children call him dad.
They do.
Which, again, y'all...
Which maybe that's why she takes her kids every weekend, because maybe she doesn't have somebody else to watch her kids. She doesn't trust other people with her kids. I get all that. But the fact that you need to go every weekend, like, how does your daughter have a life? She's a teenager.
And also, both the little boy, Nehemiah, say, we're excited to have dad home, but it'll be weird to have a father figure living there because we've never really had one. And the sister is also, his sister's basically saying, yeah, I'm worried about him and him making rules and discipline because he'll say things like, hey, you're supposed to be eating on the couch. Can you imagine how frightening that is? Where a voice comes out of the fucking camera to you and saying, hey, why are your shoes on the chair? That is fucking scary to me.
Mother Poodle would have loved that.
She would have.
Y'all never would have done that fireplace thing. She would have gone, God, Jay Bird and Brother Poodle, what are y'all doing there? God, I didn't raise you to be that way.
Mother Poodle's voice comes out of a camera. That's my worst nightmare. But y'all, these little breadcrumb clues along the way from the kids tell you everything.
Yeah, they get it.
Like Tenny's saying, everything's great. We're just the perfect couple. And the kids are like, yeah, it's not great when he watches us all the time and tells us things at night when we're thinking that we're supposed to be asleep, but he's awake. And even Tenny's like, yeah, sometimes it'll be 2 a.m. and he's like, don't worry, baby, I'm still here. I was like, ah! I would be as nervous as a cat trying to cover up shit on a tin roof. If there were cameras around me, I couldn't live like that.
It made me laugh. It made me think of that. Was it last week where they did like a music video on Saturday Night Live of like that country song? Yeah. They're supposed to be like Carrie Underwood's Before We Cheat, but the one girl's like, I cover myself in wallpaper of your mom's house and hid. And she just goes, hi.
Y'all, this is not healthy by any standard.
No.
And I think Tenny probably doesn't listen to any of her friends, because when you're in that, this is coercive behavior. Yeah, he has led her to believe this is normal.
And they're not dating. They are married.
They're married. They're married for 4 fucking years.
So I have a feeling they're going to be on Love After Lockup.
Oh no.
We're going to see
Let's
this
hope
play out.
I can get past the cameras, because I'm having a hard time right now.
I want to see it play out. I'm already invested.
I like her. I
do too.
I don't know.
Our kids are adorable. With our daughter with her little cute glasses.
Yeah, it's a great Lalu family.
But doesn't Cheyenne seem way too adult for her age?
Well, you know why? Parentified child.
Oh, I know. I've spotted. You got it.
Yeah. So can we move on to these two are going to be stars this season. Andrew, who is 40, a warehouse supervisor, and Candice, who is 29, burglary. Before I would go on,
722.
Did you notice? Oh, okay. Did you notice that Rob was convicted of robbery? Robbery?
No, yeah, I didn't. Guess that's befitting.
Okay.
We're in Greenwich, New Jersey. Have you ever been to Greenwich? Is that like outside of Newark? New York?
Newark. I don't know a lot about Jersey. I know the place that's near New York City, but I don't know. I think Greenwich is farther away.
So you really haven't fucked there, have you?
No.
That's how I know if you've been there or not.
Jersey City, yes.
Yeah?
Greenwich, no.
Okay, well. Andrew he's just a man in love. He's just a man in love with the woman named Candace who's in Vegas, and he's just going to pay for this man's not.
Simp alert.
I wondered when you're.
Simp alert. We got a simp.
Yo.
Simp.
Question. Would Deontay watch
Big
this guy
simp
and go simp?
the cheese.
Would Deontay think this is a simp?
Yes. Even Deontay would think this guy was a simp.
Would too.
My favorite statement here is, I do believe that I'm a hopeless romantic. And I wrote, well, you got the hopeless part right.
Yeah, but I'm hopeless by buying gifts and showing affection.
Let me just clarify. This is not being a romantic.
No.
None of this means being a hopeless romantic. This is feeling so insecure that you think you'll never have anyone, so you're going to buy their affection. This has nothing to do with being a hopeless romantic. Also, I think that term no one knows what it means. And that term means you live in or what we normally think it means in society is you live in the idea that some type of romance that doesn't exist will come to you.
Is that where the word hopeless comes from? Because it feels like it should be more you're a hopeful romantic. Like you have too much hope about romance.
In other words, you're hopeless to not be a romantic.
Yeah.
But I agree.
Yeah, that's okay.
But that's when people say that, I think that should be a red flag these days.
I think people use it
realism.
I think people use it as an excuse for the dysfunctional behavior.
Preach.
And they feel like it's common to say it.
Yes.
But no, y'all, this is not good.
Yo, this guy's a fucking loser. I'm sorry. I'm sure.
No, he actually seems like he seems like kind of like Deontay, like simp, like a nice guy.
Stop.
No.
This guy's a loser.
Everybody has a sordid past like you think.
No, I'm not saying he has a sordid past. I'm saying he's a fucking loser.
But I guess I'm ending it more like Deontay was funny though, and like he was I think this guy has those vibes to me, but even more of he seems
But he's not
sweet.
funny. And he's even more of a simp, if possible.
But he's not. This guy has not dated a lot.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say this guy's gonna get
be weird.
super clingy and Candice. It is spelled with an I. I don't.
I've always seen Candace spelled that
No,
way.
I've seen it with an A. Candice.
Oh, I've seen it both ways. I've seen Candace with an I.
Okay. All right.
What is Murphy Brown? Candace Bergman.
Bergen.
That's what I said. Is she with an I?
You know, I don't know.
Hey Siri, how do you spell Candace?
They're not going to tell you.
Well, it won't tell me.
Anyway.
Oh, it's with an I.
It's with an I.
It's with an I.
Wow. I think I'm just so used to seeing Candace
Okay, shut up,
with an A.
Okay. It's actually spelling it. It actually is going B-E-R. It will spell shit.
Riveting. So they've been dating. He and Candace. He's actually with his friend James. He is packing up and moving all his shit, or it seems like he's moving a lot of supplies to go to Vegas.
I'll tell you about this about James. James came from Greenwich Central Casting. This guy doesn't
You're
have
right.
friends.
Yeah,
and normally
Andrew-
that's you that says that. but
Andrew
when-
has no friends.
When I'm saying it, it means it's real. He has no, because this guy, they told him, look, when he tells you everything, we need you to do a double take, bug your eyes out and go, what, I say.
Foghorn Leghorn. Yeah.
Yes.
We need you to be that stereotypical black guy who doesn't believe what's going on.
That is a trope in Lulu.
Yeah. So, of course, y'all, he found her on a dating site. Already, I'm going to say this now, and maybe some of you have done this, God forbid.
Oh, no.
If you're on a prison dating site,
Not familiar.
something's happened. Okay. And your insecurity levels are way
Sometimes
beyond.
you're just curious. You just want to see
Nope.
who's in prison looking for another man.
You've committed. You've committed when you
okay.
join a prison dating website.
All right.
So I loved her
just
kind
wanna
of
get to know
interesting,
people.
her opening line here. And it said, she calls, by the way, and she's like, yay, babe, I'm so glad you told someone about me. And Candace's opening line says, I'm Candace, but most people call me Chevy. I'm going to need the reason for that nickname.
Question is, the truck that he bought, was it a Ford? I don't know if it was a Chevy.
God.
I don't think he
Oh
bought
my
her.
God.
I don't think he bought her a Chevy truck. Like a rock.
Y'all, if you know anything about, let's say, well, maybe this was only in the South where I grew up. The debate between Ford and Chevy.
Oh, no, it was discussed at length in Oklahoma.
And you would
You
see...
can get a Silverado or a high country Ford.
You would see Calvin pissing on either a Chevy symbol or a Ford symbol
Yes.
all the time.
All the time. I messed it up. It's a
It was like
high
Pepsi
country
and Coke.
Chevy or a King Ranch Ford.
I don't know what either of those things are.
I learned so much. I knew a little bit of it, but for that 5-hour drive each way to take my dad to Houston for fake cancer, Matthew, that's a King Ranch Ford. That's 2020 model because it's got the pinstripe, son. And then the things that come down at whatever they're called, the leg steppers, when they pop out automatically, they didn't get those on the 21s. Silverado's got them, but they drive like shit because they go to the side.
What did you do?
I learned all about. My dad talked about trucks.
No, I mean, how did you cope?
I made Maddie's honky tonkin' playlist,
And you just
and I
tuned it
just
out.
because the first time I went down there a couple times, we didn't have music, so we were just sitting there. And my dad, which I enjoyed our talks actually. Now I loved hearing him talk, but it was a lot of truck talk. So I made the Maddie's honky tonkin'
So he would
playlist.
shut
on
the fuck
Spotify.
up.
Well, we'd still talk. I would turn it down on Daddy's hands because I didn't want him thinking about dying. Or there was any sad country songs about dying on the honky tonkin' playlist.
Yeah, pull
I
those
turned them
down.
turned them down, and that's when Dad and I had conversations.
Wow.
was great.
I didn't think anything was sadder than when I brought up poorhouses at the Boston show and people dying in them.
Hey.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
I think I brought it up because I found out my great grandfather had actually died in an Irish poorhouse.
Really?
Yes.
When did you find that out?
Like a couple of years ago. Like they did some kind of one of my relatives that did some kind of thing and like
You told me you came from royalty and that your line is like purple and blue blood and all that. Were you lying to me?
That's one side of my family.
Is that documented?
No, I just know it. How about that? How about we say in a previous life I came from royalty? Because in this one, I didn't.
This what you did.
No. I'm from poor white trash who died in a poorhouse. And poorhouses are actually, you would go when all your relatives kind of died and no one could like support you. You had nowhere to go. You just worked and they gave you shelter. And you just were going to work until you died.
All right. So Candace,
they were also known as workhouses.
okay. All right.
Sorry.
So as Poodle said,
AKA Chevy.
yeah, aka Chevy, she
The filter on her pic was wonderful. Very glamour shots.
She loves Andrew because his money is genuine. I mean, he is genuine, and she thinks he's a good person.
He's very pure, she said, and nothing that
and their letters brought her in.
And as she said, there's so much that's wrong with the world, and he's nothing to do with that. Gives you a little bit of her insight. Also, y'all, by the third letter they wrote each other,
yeah,
she demanded to become exclusive.
Get ready, y'all, because this bitch is gonna be jealous as fuck.
By the third letter, can you imagine?
She's giving me Lisa vibes.
I agree.
And Stan, mommy master. And I just wrote, my next thing that I wrote was, holy shit. He's setting up an entire apartment for her in Vegas and bought her a fucking
Two
truck.
households, both alike in dignity. It's the first thing I thought of. In fair Verona.
What would a man have to do for you to pay? I know you're going to say no, but I want you to close your eyes. Take a breath and think about for you to pay for a man's apartment at $1,400 in Vegas, what would he have to do?
I can't see a possibility that anything would ever happen because I don't spend money on anything.
Think about it.
You know what he would have to be?
What?
He would have to be Lucky Vanna circa his Diet Coke commercial days.
Back in 1998.
And he would bang me like a screen door and it would be life-changing.
Yes. That's a good one. Lucky Vannis. God.
In those days.
In those days.
Yeah.
And then your mother would get all the Diet Coke she wanted.
Or Ryan Gosling in The Fall Guy. Have you seen pics of him and how good he looks in that movie?
He looks very good in that movie. Ryan Gosling in The Fall Guy or
all of it.
Ryan Gosling in Drive.
Oh, no. Ryan Gosling in Drive. Or the place beyond the pines when he's got the teardrop tattoo.
Now, is he in The Notebook?
He is in The Notebook.
Is he hot in that?
Yes, but I never saw that movie.
Wait, you quote it all the time, but you've never seen The Notebook?
I've never seen it. I can just tell you it's not real.
But we should watch it.
I don't want to watch it.
Why not? Ryan Gosling's in it.
Because I don't have the time.
But don't you love her too?
I like Rachel McAdams.
Yeah. I like her too.
I don't want to be sold some fake version where
everything
is aspirational.
But you watch these Keira Knightley movies where everyone's royalty and then they're in love and none of it's real and it's aspirational and then they die at the end.
It's not the same. The Notebook is a sappy movie.
Oh.
Keira Knightley movies are all about furtive sighs in a drawing room.
Did she do a version of Wuthering Heights yet?
No.
She should for you.
People haven't done a big screen version of that movie in a while.
Saying it now, there's
that
going to be
novel
one.
in a while. I
There's
should
going to be
say.
one.
It's been a BBC miniseries and the original with I think it was Merle Oberon and Laurence Olivier.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hope it's better than the book.
Shut up. You don't know anything. So he thinks that she's really into him because she made him some elementary cross stitch
Yo, that's
patterns,
that
which took her an afternoon, if that.
I made crosses on that at Stoptown Baptist Church at their Bible school. We did better crafts, I feel like, at my church.
What did your mother think when you brought home crosses?
She threw them away.
Yeah, that's super evangelical, by the way.
Yeah, she was like, she would tell me when I would come back. She would deprogram me when I would come back.
Why did she let you go?
Because I needed friends.
Matter settled. Andrew has been twice married and twice divorced.
Twice divorced. He spent about $15,000 on her.
He also tells you, 12 to 15, he also says, my last marriage was with a woman who demanded money all the time. So go with what you know.
Candace is not that person,
Go with
though.
what you know.
I know that she's here for the real reasons.
And he's got a ring. And he goes to Vineland, New Jersey to meet Annie, our financial planner, who we already talked about.
Who keeps it real, because this
Who
is
keeps
for
it
real Friday,
motherfucking
y'all.
real.
For real
And
Friday.
he says, I've actually spent more than I expected. And she's like, okay, let's talk budget. Let's talk money. How much do you make? And she's there with her calculator. And they add everything up, y'all. And it's basically what he earns in a month barely covers all
He's
the
got
expenses.
like $400 left over.
And so there's nothing for emergencies. What if he needs something? I don't know if this man has children or not.
You know what? He could be Sean.
But you know what? Weirdly,
Could be Sean.
Sean always gets money somehow.
Yeah, because I bet you he keeps getting loans.
Possibly, but I think this guy, the sadness here is that this guy will do anything. And she's even saying, don't you want, you need to make some more money. You need to find some money. He's like, that's when he goes, so you're saying I should get a new credit card? No!
No, that's not the way. He needs to work more. He calls Candace.
He'll get a
later,
part-time job.
And he said, so I went and saw a financial advisor. And she goes,
Wow.
What? You did what? And she completely freaks out on him.
Now, there are two ways to think about this. That Candace is aka Chevy, is a controlling mess, or Candace doesn't want anyone else telling him what to do with his money.
Can it be both, Poodle? Can it be both?
I would hope that it's both.
I think it's both.
And
yeah, I think that is so true. She wants to make y'all. He got the ex that he had before.
Yeah,
He's gonna wish he had that ex.
This is the simpiest of simps, and this is definitely a Lalu special.
Yeah.
We get a lot of these guys.
Don't hide anything from me ever again. The caller has hung up the phone. That was great. That shady prison
let's
voice.
move on to Ayanna and Jamal.
I'll be your private dancer. I don't really know that song.
Dancer for money. I'll do what you want me to do. It's a great song. I remember me singing that, and I think my
gay.
mother overheard me.
What'd she say to you?
And she's like, Chipper, what are you singing about? It's like that Tina Turner song. She's like, oh, Lord.
So we both were singing Tina Turner at a young age.
Yeah. And your brother said, don't sing that song.
I love singing that driving on the three-wheeler.
Which I still say are dangerous.
You know, the woman that owns the Buckle in Ardmore, Oklahoma,
Yeah.
her nephew just died on a four-wheeler. Died.
And three-wheelers are even less balanced than
13
four-wheelers.
years old, out there with his cousin, with her son.
But do you know what I'm saying? Four-wheelers are actually, because there's four wheels, there's actually more balance than three-wheelers.
I wouldn't give my child any of them.
No. Or a trampoline.
I agree. Y'all, if you're hearing squeaking, that's not the butt plug.
I'm trying
in
to
Poodle's
get
butt.
comfortable in the couch.
He's trying to get comfortable on the couch.
So,
This is, I feel like, our first. How do I say this? I feel like
I know what you're going to say.
Lalu a lot of times has couples that have a juxtaposition where someone's in a very different place in their life, but then they're dating someone in prison who's bringing. But it seems like this just isn't going to end well for anyone.
Because both people are frequently involved with the criminal justice system.
Frequently, and Ayana, right? Ayana seems like something's happened in her past.
Let's say erratic. Yeah. a little distressed
Yes.
and a little unstable.
Yes. Now, she's 27. She's a dancer. Jamal, 36, drug trafficking. They live in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Sounds nice.
My favorite hyphenated city.
And that's quite a list for you.
There's not a lot of hyphenated cities.
What's your second?
I'm trying to think about ones. More hyphenated cities.
I can't
Wilkes-Barre.
Can't think of any.
Yeah. I guess that was when the cities of Wilkes and Barre merged.
Yeah.
Someone knows about this and someone will tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Riveting.
Yeah, sorry. I'm thinking there was the town of Fox, I believed, almost merged with. I was trying to think.
I assume this is Oklahoma.
Yeah, Fox. There's a
I
town
don't-
called Fox.
You say that like I should know where it is.
They're the Fox, and their mascot's actually the Foxes. So they're just the Foxes. So I thought that was pretty.
No,
they are. They're the Foxes. And so, well, what else
No,
are they going to be?
they're just the Foxes.
Well, but they're the town. They got to say the Fox. But anyway, I feel
This
like it
is
was
so
Fox
stupid.
that almost merged with Grove. It almost became Fox Grove. And they said, that's too close to Lone Grove. And we've got Oak Grove. And they wouldn't allow the merging. I think it was Fox.
What authority said no?
Someone somewhere in the county said no. Probably some woman in charge who was a clerk who probably said, I'm not going to do that. That's going to confuse my little cousin Daniel. Anyway.
Spoiler alert, Daniel's already confused. Ayana is a dancer, a private dancer, a dancer for money, an exotic dancer.
Her friend is driving her because we find out a little bit that her license is already suspended.
If you thought like I did, I'm like, oh, I wonder if it's Fosse. Or I wonder if it's modern or jazz.
Well,
or maybe she's a tapper.
The place is called Where Your Dream Girls Boys Will Make You Happy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, she works in a titty bar, y'all.
Yeah.
And that's
it's
fine.
not-
And that is fine.
Look, I'm not judging that at all. And honestly, I think it's fucking stupid that she's going to have to go to jail for smoking
weed.
pot.
Yeah.
It's fucking
I agree with you.
stupid. But then we saw a video of her beating the shit out of
No,
Jamal's ex-girlfriend.
Okay, we're getting ahead of ourselves because we need to script this narrative a little bit better. There were several little treats left in this exposition,
Y'all,
and
we
I'd like
haven't-
to go
yeah.
through them
Let's go
if I
through
may.
Because I want to say, I don't even think we've heard the worst of it.
We
from her.
haven't.
We haven't.
There's worse. So she says, I want to be successful. She's like, I thought about being an anesthesiologist. I thought about being this, but
Lawyer.
I just want to be successful and
7
do
years in
everything.
school.
And she's like, I got a lot of cash. She's a single mom to Amira and Darian. And she says, I like the freedom that exotic dancing gives me. Totally get that. Because now it might not be good to pair the total freedom it gives you with smoking a bowl and driving to work.
No, I just found a sequin in this chair in my hotel. That's
a big
really
sequin.
big sequin.
That's a Miss Debbie sequin.
It is. Yeah, I mean,
So-
it is when you again, if you think about it too much, you get sad because you realize this woman probably wanted to be a lawyer or anesthesiologist, but potentially where she is in her circumstance of life, that was never an option and a privilege she had.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
So
I just want to say that because I hope we don't come off of, we are not blaming her for her decisions.
I think
and how
circumstances just happened.
Yeah, exactly.
And she's making the best of it.
She really is, yeah.
She said, her and Jamal were friends when he got locked up because he was dating, the way it's said in her very, very forthright delivery, because he was dating my ex-best friend.
When she said that, I knew something
I went,
happened.
Oh, please go on.
Yes, please. Please. Stop telling about your ass be assing. Tell us about the ex-girlfriend.
And then, so she reconnected with Jamal, and she says, I love the fact that his skin is chocolate and he's
his
like,
teeth are pretty,
but it's that third leg, and I'm like, we got a dick pig.
We got a dick. That's what I gotta say, y'all. I like her. She's funny.
I think she's going to provide a lot of funny moments.
I think so too.
It does start to wrinkle me a little bit that she thinks that her actions should not have repercussions.
No, I agree with
and
that.
And it does feel like that.
I agree with that. She wants to mold his dick. She said if she wished she could have. I guess you can do that because I know porn stars have done that. Have you ever wanted to mold a man's dick? Could you put it on the fuck machine as an attachment?
Could I do it as a craft project? Because I wouldn't want to pay for it.
Well, you might have to pay. I think you put like you get a bucket of mold or clay, and then I guess they fuck the bucket.
Here's the thing.
I know there's a sissy who's made a mold of her boyfriend's dick.
It's not the same.
Doesn't have the warmth.
Yeah, and
the vitality.
The same panache isn't there.
Yeah. And also, you got to do the work.
Also, I just choose someone else. Dicks are a dime a dozen.
Oh,
you can find you can if you look hard enough, you will find a good enough hard dick. If you look hard enough, you'll find another hard one.
Yeah, exactly.
Dicks are out there and they're everywhere.
1 in every 7 dicks is a third leg.
I don't think it's that high.
You think lower?
I do think lower.
1 in 5?
No,
4?
I'm saying it's 1 in at least 15.
Oh, 15.
Yeah.
7 for me. Maybe 9. 1 in 9.
Okay.
Been with a lot of big dicks.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a wonder.
Maybe it's because you profile.
It's a wonder those things aren't even it's still up in there.
Yeah, that's true. So later on, the lawyer calls her, and she's had a second DUI. I went, oh no. And so it was weed, and she says, I've been in trouble. I've just been in trouble for years, y'all.
I'm laughing because the way the attorney said, so you got this DUI. It wouldn't be that bad, but remember, and that's how he lays this out.
Remember when you beat the shit out of that girl and someone put it on Instagram?
And then we see it, y'all, and she is assaulting this woman.
And she's literally beating the woman's head in.
Like she could have killed this woman the way she was. Which means, y'all, Ayana has fucking horrible anger issues.
Yeah, and she has a lot of potential for violence.
Yeah.
And this is someone who probably shouldn't be... I don't know. I don't know if someone should be on a television show like this.
I worry about that.
Especially someone who has custody for 2 children.
Because Hottie had her issues with fighting other women, but at the same time...
You mean Ty and Hottie? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ty, yeah. Ty had her, but then she would go and kind of work it out on a phone conversation in the graveyard.
And she had ghosts behind her.
She did. Ooh,
but y'all, this looked awful.
It looked awful.
Holy shit. It was pretty extreme violence. And the lawyer's like, yeah, you're probably going to have to do a little jail time for this one because of your history. And it's anywhere from 15 to 90 days. And she's like, what about my kids? But she pivots immediately to say, but then I won't be able to talk to Jamal. And I'm like, fuck, that's not what you should be thinking right now.
I mean, she was just earlier talking about he's the chocolate or she's the chocolate. He's got the cream. She's too old for dancing. She wants to get out of it. It literally is like a movie that would star Elizabeth Berkley too, or what's her name? She was in that movie too. She's got the long mouth.
Gina Gershon.
Gina Gershon would star in this movie.
Trouty mouth.
A dancer who almost got out of dancing or whatever, some type of work that maybe
but
wasn't.
a lot less unintentionally funny than Showgirls is.
No, but then something happens and you missed your big break. It literally was that kind of sad.
No, they
it.
threw pearls on the floor.
Yeah.
That's what happened here. Not a DUI. And Kyle MacLachlan raped her in a pool. The friend.
Oh, yeah. Lexi's crying. She's crying. And she said, I just don't know what to do because God put Jamal on this earth for me. And I wondered, what if Jamal is actually kind of the calm one? I wonder if Jamal kind of would center her.
I don't know.
We don't know a lot about him.
We got nothing about him.
We got a lot about the next two people.
Y'all, guess what?
Whoop, whoop. Gay people.
This is our first gay couple.
Is it
on
really?
Love After Lockup. Yes.
Is it?
First gay couple.
I guess we've had gay male. We've had women.
That's true.
Because, dude,
but
you want to go have some sushi food and be a lesbian with me?
Even that, Amber and Puppy weren't really that much of a
they
couple.
Never. Yeah,
this
they were
is
just
full on
sellies.
boyfriends. These are full on boyfriends.
Y'all, we got some dick lickers in Boise, Idaho.
But don't worry, it's going to get dark.
So Joey's 46, a real estate agent. Michael,
40.
40.
Intent to just deliver drug trafficking.
So I guess to deliver drugs, he was going to deliver the drugs to someone? Okay.
Y'all, as soon as Joey says that he lived with his parents, I said, okay, this guy's a former addict. I'd wasted no time.
I kind of wondered something was going on when he used that butt plug just to stand the computer on.
I think that's his dog's toy.
I don't think so.
Well, he said it looked like a butt plug.
Well,
so
if
that's
it looks
why
like a butt plug and smells like a butt plug, it's probably a butt plug.
I don't think we know what it smells like.
But the dog was cute. Yeah, when he said that, well, first of all, y'all might not know this. We know this from just being gay men in Los Angeles. I really learned a lot of it when I ran that crystal meth group. But meth and sex addiction go hand in hand. And as soon as Michael jumped on this call, and he's like, I just got done working out and I'm so horny now. And I was like, oh, life is a gay porn to you.
Yeah.
Which is not real life.
Yeah, I guarantee you Michael isn't really done with drugs.
No.
Joey, and here, I want some other crumbs that were left in this storyline.
Some other big sequence we pulled from a couch.
Yes, some other sequence we pulled out of a couch. Besides Michael saying, what are you wearing? And you're right, the fantasy of this. So Joey came out at 30, which is rather late. But not unheard of, especially in some parts of the country.
Yeah.
He's in Idaho. Mm-hmm. And he says he dated women, but he's like, I knew something had to change because I was miserable. So we've already have a tendency towards depression. So you're seeing this add up, y'all. Denial of sexual orientation, that everything's related. And then, of course, going towards substance abuse. Very common in the gay community.
Yes.
And he said, I'm not ashamed of myself anymore. And it's a dude in prison. And that's who I love.
The way he said it was in his kind of stage of coming out, felt like he was still kind of new.
Yeah.
Then, so Michael's trying to get him to have cam sex. This is what Lalu does best. The juxtaposition of Joey's saying, well, my parents are in the other room. And then,
Hey, I had a meeting this morning.
Emil, did you take your supplement this morning, Emil?
I had a meeting and I forgot to do it.
Now,
I'll take my fish oil in the afternoon.
Your knee will get rickety if you don't take it, Emil. You know that.
Linda, stop nagging me.
This is what Lalu does best.
So, besides the two parents in the next room and the prison guy suggesting gay video sex with that mother and father.
This is where someone who listens.
Fucking genius.
This is someone, y'all, because we're giving you this. We didn't
I
say
couldn't
this.
script this.
We're giving you this
better.
show on our free feed, public feed, because this is normally on the $8 tier of our RG Plus, which is Apple subscriptions or Patreon or Supercast. And if you're listening to the public feed, listen to this for free. You just heard Poodle say they're talking about supplements while he's being coerced and having gay virtual sex. And you went, I'm watching this. You're one of us.
You will not regret watching Love After Lockup. I don't know anyone who does.
We TV on Friday nights or on streaming on All Black.
Guaranteed or your money back. That's not true. I'm not giving you any money. That's not how it works. But turns out Joey's been living with his parents because, as he said, I was struggling with depression. But and then my parents just said, live with us, save some money.
Great. That's good. We all do that. Great. What's wrong with that?
But it's been 10 years.
Whoa.
I did not expect
that. Yike. When he said 10 years, because I wrote it down, but he's 46.
So this is no longer a place where someone needed to get back on their feet. This is someone who likes living with their parents, who is probably, it still seems like, I know he's acting like this guy is his world. This guy, I promise you, this guy is still in depression.
Well, no,
there's no
possibly what I think he's acting like, and we find this out later. He's acting like a child of an alcoholic,
which he is.
Which is he needs to go to like Al-Anon, codependent on all that kind of stuff because that's how he's acting.
And so he met Michael on an app.
He said a popular dating app,
Grindr.
Yeah,
and they hooked up, and he's like, I was going through a slutty phase. Yeah, been there.
How long you been going through that one, Poodle?
Most of my life. Anyway, he says we reconnected right before he got locked up again. He said again, so that's another cue. And I wrote down, I could have been Joey if I would have reconnected with that guy who went to jail.
Did you not ever talk to him again?
Not since he's been out of jail.
Did he try to hit you up?
A couple times.
You didn't respond at all?
Yeah, because
don't lie to me. I'll know.
He didn't really do hard time. It was like an easy prison,
like white collar shit.
Yeah.
It was drugs.
I wasn't really
right?
interested in. No, it wasn't. It was someone blamed him for something, some kind of like embezzlement at work.
Did he do it?
I never asked.
Well, I think maybe he did.
I never asked
because
I never talked to him.
Was he a white guy?
Yeah.
Oh, he had to do it because they wouldn't have convicted him without real proof.
Fair. Anyway, this says, and they show Michael's mugshot, which looks rough and looks methed out.
As he's older, it doesn't. Yeah.
Y'all, Michael is really hot at like 25, and it gets older and older. He looks 10 years. Now he looks older than Joey.
He does, because he's how old? He's
40. But he looks older.
Yeah.
Anyway, Michael says, a stable and mature man is what I need. Red flags everywhere.
Stable was what I need.
Y'all, this guy's still going through addiction, almost certainly.
I'm telling you, it's classic, though. This is the line that really told me ACA, child of an alcoholic. When he said, but Michael and I, and he cried, and he's like, we rescue one another.
Oh, I know.
That is like y'all, and I bring this up not to make fun of, but if you say things like that, or if you feel those kind of things, that is the definition of codependency.
We rescue one another.
You rescue yourself.
Preach.
That's it.
Thank you.
No one will rescue you. No one is coming to save you.
No one has the power to do that.
No one has the power to do that. Only you can do that. Period.
I really wish that was more widely known.
It's
no motherfucker's gonna save you.
no.
Yeah.
No.
Anyway, so he says he has a very high sex drive, and I don't want him to get bored with me because I'm a bottom and he's a top. We just say it.
This is gay rights.
This is gay rights.
This is gay rights.
I don't think, yes, we did have Valentine and Carlos from Love in Paradise introducing the concept.
sweet, right down to your ass cheeks.
I downloaded that song, but I could not use it on our show. There was no time that because all the other songs I like better.
Yeah, and they're not on Love in Paradise this year.
Nope.
No, they were on 90 Day Fiance, right?
No,
They've broken up since then,
Yep.
though. Yeah, shocker.
So he's like very much about him. We get it, Nerp. We get it, Nelly. You just take it and scream.
Which,
You could tell Michael is like that alpha top energy, and
which
it's like,
maybe will make him not want to do meth.
Well,
Because it's hard to do meth when you're a top.
It doesn't really matter because that's why I think that then later on he says, yeah, when we were together, I did things that I really regret I have done. And I went, you totally did drugs with him. And I think Michael may have been, I think Joey has definitely tried meth before. Mm-hmm. And because he talked about a time where he tried meth when he was passed out on the floor, OD'd.
When his parents found him, yeah.
And I guarantee you he probably did it with Michael. And I think that's the secret.
Yeah.
That he relapsed. Because he did things I wasn't proud of. And so these are two people who are probably not functionally sober.
Well, and it's
Who need to be.
I feel like,
because I do not believe that Joey is really strong in his sobriety.
well, it doesn't seem like, not that he's shirking responsibility per se, because I don't know. We don't know that much, but it does, at least the way it was edited, it felt like he was saying, well, my dad was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
And that disease isn't, and it almost kind of like that was his excuse for doing that when that is, that's a disease. I don't know. I need to know more about his sobriety because it just doesn't feel like he's really owning the choices he made confidently. And that is kind of a marker.
Well, he said he'd been sober, as he said, from alcohol for 10 years. He did not say sober, period.
And the only thing that could possibly save him would be his dad.
Yeah.
Because his dad is giving this great advice.
I like his dad so much.
I love his dad. They kiss on the lips. My dad used to do that.
I never did that in my family.
He would do that. My whole family, Aunt Peggy, they'll all. Well, you can't kiss Aunt Peggy on the lips anymore because you'll take her lip off. but she will, yeah. He, and I gotta say this too about the dad, and maybe it's because it's been a while for me, but
no.
I'm just saying. Joey's dad was wearing a backwards hat, and I wasn't not into it.
That man is.
He was so sweet.
Late 60s.
But I thought he was so sweet, and then I thought, well, maybe he would be a compassionate lover. He just needs the right supplement. That backwards hat, y'all, it does it for me.
Take his Metamucil.
Sure.
Yeah. Anyway. So
sorry, that completely derailed you.
What I do think the dad is good at saying is, do you trust this relationship? I think the dad is doing everything but saying, you're dating an addict.
His dad is saying all the right things, like, yes, like addicts are con people. We are he can be a con man. That's in our nature. And Joey says, I keep saying, like, when we get out, I'll go to a program, I'll go with him. And the dad keeps saying, words, words, words. It's all about actions.
So true.
And that's a thing of like children about they believe the words and not that. It's so true. And so his dad said, he's like, we're a con, and that's my fear, because, quote, sometimes pudding ain't pudding unless you eat it.
He said proof's in the pudding.
Well, Chelsea Mars said it better.
Pudding ain't pudding unless you eat it.
But he said, and this is so true, everybody, stop believing people's words. He said, I have to see this guy change. Start believing their actions.
Especially if they're literally, if you did drugs with them, and because he's right, an addict, especially who's in active addiction, in current addiction, will say anything.
Yeah, because the addiction's more important to them than anything. That's
I'm
what they're in love with.
This guy, I'm really worried about. I'm worried about him and
he seems
Tenny.
like a nice guy. They both seem like nice people.
Yeah.
Or I shouldn't say that other people aren't nice, but they seem like very naive. That's a better word.
Yeah.
Because Ayanna seems nice too. She just has a past. Emil,
I think she's a very violent person.
she's a very violent. I guess not nice isn't the word.
Yeah.
Well, as Emil says, this was very poetic. He said, well, listen, son, we wear many masks, and which one is really us?
Oof.
And that leads me as we end this, Poodle, what mask do you wear mostly?
Whatever one's got less semen on it. The pup mask, I can. Yeah. You can put them in the dishwasher. It's kind of amazing.
Wow.
So glad I have a dishwasher.
Wow. That's the show. If you enjoyed this, because you're a sick motherfucker like us, and you want to hear more, you can do that. But to do that, you need to go to RG Plus. That's on patreon.com/realitygaze. Or if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, next week when Love After Lockup, it'll come up on your public free Apple app. And you can click on it. It'll say, do you want to purchase this? It's with one click. Bop, bop, you're done. You can
it's on the cringe tier, which is where all the good trash is. Seeking Sister Wife.
Or you can go to Supercast. So, and we are going to change Patreon to do Spotify. We just got busy with tour, y'all. So, we're supposed to get a Spotify rep and get our account set up. I need to email them. So, anyway, we are working on that. But if you want to hear it, you're going to have to jump in to that cringe tier. We promise you, it's just going to get nuttier, y'all. It's just going to get nuttier.
And we only had 4 of the couples, and I believe we have 6 or 7.
6 or 7. So more to come.
Yeah.
More to come.
And they usually save the real nutters for like episode 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Because that's when Sam and Lisa came on.
Yeah. We don't have any returners. This
is Love During Lockup.
Yeah, it's all new. We don't have Dalton and Black and White Cookie. Poodle sneezing.
I've been sneezing ever since we landed in Detroit.
It is dry.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. That's the show. We'll see you in Detroit if you're going to that show with Gino and Jasmine, or we'll see you in Toronto. Hey,
Toronto.
Canada.
Toronto.
That's what I said.
With it, no hard T's.
Toronto.
There you go.
We both say it. I noticed.
Okay.
You just said it to someone today. You went Toronto.
Okay.
So we got to work. Toronto.
Toronto. No, with an O at the end.
Toronto.
There.
Toronto.
Toronto.
Well, I probably won't say it right, y'all, but
No,
I'll
you
try.
won't.
All right, everybody. So we'll see you at those shows. And if you're into this, we'll see you next week. But until then, what, Poodle?
We will learn
you later.
Lock me up, roll away the key. I'm just a prisoner of love. I'm doing time, I'm doing fine. I'm just a prisoner of love.